Welcome to the Midnight Narrator, where the past never stays buried and the shadows always have a story to tell. Tonight we delve into The Lurker and the Lens, a tale where photographs hold more than just memories. They hold a terrifying secret. Join Gideon as he uncovers a chilling truth about his partner, Isolde, and the unsettling presence that has been hiding in plain sight for decades. Can we ever truly know the ones we love? Or do the darkest secrets lie just beyond the frame, waiting to reveal themselves when we least expect it? Let's unravel this mystery together. My great-aunt Serafina looked ageless in photographs. It sometimes feels as though my life has been a relentless cycle of loss. At 38, I've experienced the deaths, estrangements, and gradual drifts that leave one feeling utterly alone. My grandparents, my cousin, close companions from childhood, and others I held dear are gone. I feel adrift, haunted by a deep-seated resentment. I resent the world for its cruelties, for the unfairness of it all. My grandmother passed away 2 years ago after a long decline due to Pick's disease. I didn't weep at her passing. The grief had been a slow, insidious erosion over the years. I mourned each lost memory, each fading recognition. Those 5 years were devastating. My grandmother and I shared a special bond, and watching her personality unravel was agonizing. She was my last direct family connection. My grandfather and my uncle had died years before. Gradually, my other connections frayed and broke. It's difficult to explain, but I felt as though my grandmother clung to life for my sake. "I'm worried, Gideon," my grandmother would say, her words slurred. "You're all right, Nana," I'd reassure her. "You don't need to worry." "No, I'm worried about Gideon," she'd insist, agitated. "I'm Gideon, Nana. I'm here," I'd reply, sighing. "I worry," she'd whisper, her gaze unfocused. When she died in March 2021, I was left with one constant in my life: Isolde. I was grateful for my devoted partner, someone I believed would always be by my side. Until I discovered the unsettling truth of that statement. While sorting through my grandmother's belongings in the basement, I found a trunk filled with old photo albums, dusty relics I'd never seen before. Perhaps they'd been hidden away due to the painful memories they held. A flicker of warmth stirred within me as I carefully turned the pages, a forgotten sensation of joy. I remembered being a happy child, surrounded by loved ones. I eagerly flipped through the photos, almost calling for Isolde to join me, when I noticed something deeply disturbing. Isolde was present in a photograph from my childhood. It was a snapshot from a family trip to the botanical gardens. Through the foliage in the background near a distant fountain stood a figure unmistakably resembling my partner, someone I hadn't known as a child. The same dark, wavy hair, the same slender build, the same composed demeanor. She wore a subtle, knowing smile that seemed strangely out of place. A chill ran down my spine, but I tried to rationalize it. A resemblance, I murmured to myself. It couldn't possibly be her, I reasoned. We were the same age. She would have been a child at the time. It was simply a look-alike. I continued through the album and a knot tightened in my chest. My partner appeared again, this time in a photo from a family picnic by the lake. In the distance, near the edge of the woods, a solitary figure stood watching us. It was Isolde, or a woman identical to her. "Once is chance, twice is coincidence," I whispered, my voice trembling. I frantically searched through the album, cold sweat dampening my skin. She was in the background of every subsequent photo: a family vacation to the beach, Christmas at my aunt's house, my sister's graduation. Each time she was closer, her smile wider, her eyes more intense. My heart pounded. This was no longer a mere oddity, a strange coincidence. It was deeply disturbing to find evidence of someone seemingly stalking my family, but someone who hadn't aged in over 30 years. It was terrifying. It defied all logic. I trembled, clutching at my hair. I stopped turning pages, transfixed by the image before me. It was a photo labeled Gideon's 9th birthday celebration. I was sitting at a table in a brightly decorated room. A large cake sat in front of me. Friends and family surrounded me, their faces beaming. I was in the act of blowing out the candles. And there she was again, hidden in the background, partially obscured by a potted plant. Isolde would have been 9 years old, the same age as me. Yet the photograph showed a fully grown woman. This time she was closer, her face clearly visible. Her expression was unsettling, almost predatory. It felt as if she was looking directly at me, even across the years. "You're imagining things, Gideon," I told myself, my eyes still glued to the photograph. "This can't be real, it's all in your head." Suddenly, a gust of wind from the basement window extinguished the dim light bulb. I shivered uncontrollably, wrestling with a terrifying thought. It sounded like a soft exhalation of breath. Trying to control my fear, I fumbled for my phone in the darkness. I needed to get out of the basement. My fingers brushed against a familiar, cool surface. There it is, I thought, grabbing my phone and activating the flashlight. I gasped. The birthday photo had changed. The candles on my cake were gone, and I sat alone at the table. No family, no friends, no one, not even Isolde. I stumbled back, dropping the album. The floorboards creaked beneath my weight. I had to escape. I turned to flee, but I froze. My flashlight illuminated something horrifying. Peering down from the top of the basement stairs, Isolde smiled at me. Her eyes mirrored the unsettling gaze in the photographs. Her pupils were dilated, almost black. Red veins traced their corners. They seemed unnatural. The woman I loved was gone, replaced by something else. A monstrous presence that had silently crept down the stairs. My partner giggled. "I'll consume you entirely," she whispered. "Soon, Gideon. Soon we will be one." Then she vanished from sight. Driven by pure terror, I lunged for the stairs, but something gripped my ankle, holding me fast. I looked down, my breath catching in my throat. From the open photo album, Isolde's distorted hand and face emerged from the page. Her eyes were wide and manic, her smile a grotesque parody. She tried to pull me into the photograph. Such potent sorrow and so delicious. It sustains me. And with our consummation, I will finally have it all, she hissed. I cried out in fear as I was dragged towards the album. A horrifying entity, disguised as the woman I'd loved for 5 years. A parasitic presence draining my pain, my grief, my very essence. I closed my eyes, thinking of my lost loved ones, certain I would soon join them. As the monstrous hand pulled my leg into the album, I braced for whatever awaited me. The anger, the years of suffering, all seemed insignificant in the face of this terror. I pictured my grandmother's gentle smile, and a sense of calm washed over me. "I worry about Gideon," she'd said. I began, then decided to be honest. "No, I'm not okay, Nana, but I will be." Suddenly the hissing sound stopped. Silence descended. When I opened my eyes, the monstrous Isolde was gone. My ankle throbbed, but it was free. My trouser leg was torn and stained with blood. I shone my phone's light on the album. The birthday photo was normal again. I was surrounded by my loved ones. That memory remained intact, but I shuddered as I turned the pages. My smiling partner still lurked in the photographs. I fled the house and haven't returned. A year has passed. The memories no longer terrify me as much. I'm moving forward, learning to trust again, to connect with others. But sometimes, when I look at photos, any photos, I find myself instinctively scanning the backgrounds. And in the corner of my eye, I sometimes catch a glimpse of dark, wavy hair, a fleeting shadow that makes my heart skip a beat. And that's the end of the lurker in the lens. A man haunted by memories, a love twisted into something unrecognizable, and a presence that lingers long after the last page is turned. As we search through the photos of our past, we might think we've captured everything we need to remember. But sometimes the darkest things hide in the background. If tonight's story left you with chills, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more spine-tingling tales. Until next time, remember, not every photograph tells the whole story. Some of them only capture what they want you to see. This is the Midnight Narrator, and we'll be watching Just Behind the Lens.